This is your weekly IUP TV News Bulletin. My name is Marvin June. Although the COVID-19 pandemic has clouded the summer for most of us, some people are still enjoying their summer of relaxation. I asked around to see how people have adapted to these unique times.
The summer we are learning to love. Although there are many predictions as to whether or not COVID-19 restrictions will still be in effect, we are now in the month of July and COVID-19 still plays a major role in society today. University student Brianna talks about her disappointments she's had so far.
I feel as though I'm happy that summer is here. School's out. I have time to relax, spend time at home, do what I want to do. But however, with everything that's going on in the world right now, I was kind of disappointed because I can't spend as much time as I wanted with my friends or outside. But as things are slowly starting to calm down, I'm able to see my friends and have fun. So it's not all that bad now. We'll just have to wait and see.
It is still unsure whether or not we are in the second wave of COVID-19, but COVID-19 is still very much a factor. According to the Department of Public Health, there is still a confirmed 27,867 cases in Philadelphia as of July. With certain businesses opening back up, like the gyms and parks downtown, it does offer some peace of mind and sanity for those wanting to go outside.
Also, I won't be able to hang out with a lot of my friends because I haven't seen them in a while and I don't want to get sick or for them to get sick. So, yeah.
This COVID-19 times may not be over, but it seems like we will see it through the end. This is Marvin June reporting for IUP TV News.
During this summer, some people have found new ways to keep themselves entertained. That means picking up new hobbies. Trent Gross talked to a family who found a new hobby in beekeeping.
The world is currently facing endangerment to our greatest pollinators, bees. Bees help provide 80% of global pollination. Due to pesticides and climate change, the number of bees colonies per 2.5 acres has fallen by 90% since 1962. One single bee has the ability to pollinate up to 300 million flowers each day. They not only pollinate flowers, but are also responsible for the reproduction and pollination of fruits, vegetables, and nuts. One way people are helping to keep these fuzzy pollinators alive is starting their own hives.
Well, first you have to purchase some bees, so you can actually get them in the mail, or you can get them from a local beekeeper, which is what we did. So we actually got a box of bees that has two kind of frames in it, and we actually just pick the frames up out of the box, put them in the beehive, and shake the rest of the bees on top.
Beekeeping is one of the world's oldest hobbies, with many benefits and considerations to keep in mind. Honey is chock full of nutrients including niacin and riboflavin. Having natural honey will help keep these nutrients, which in turn will help soothe coughs and boost memory. While beekeeping is low maintenance, there are considerations to be kept in mind, such as allergies and startup costs with an average of $460. Even with the threat of stings, beekeeping can be made into a family-friendly activity.
What I mostly like about them is that they are I like that they fly around and that we don't get stung by them mostly. And I just like that sometimes they're calm.
Bees are some of the world's most essential organisms. Beekeeping is an easy way to ensure the future survival of these hardworking insects. This has been Trent Gross with IUP TV.
As summer goes on, professional sports are trying to find their way back to normalcy. The NBA has strict guidelines as to how they will attempt to hold games this summer. Ryan Malone updates us on how the NBA plans to reach their goals.
The National Basketball Association organized a bubble in Orlando, Florida for the restart of their 2019-20 season. The league hosted 22 teams to compete for the NBA championship from July 30th to the beginning of October. However, with the coronavirus being a large issue in Florida, the NBA has put together extremely strict guidelines that each NBA player and staff member must follow. If these rules are broken, these people will be stuck in an even more strict quarantine in their hotel room for up to 2 weeks. Just 9 days into teams being able to be on the NBA bubble campus, there have already been 2 players sent home for testing positive for the virus, as well as 2 players being mandated to quarantine because of violating NBA bubble rules.
So far I think it's going great. They're starting to get back onto the court. They're taking all the protocols. They're taking all the safety measurements that are needed for them to get back on the court and play the game they love. So far I think it's going great, and hopefully they can keep continuing to keep going better so we can get the season going and they can crown a champion this year.
While in the bubble, NBA players are being tested for the virus at least once a week, while they are also wearing electronic rings that are able to track the virus for up to 2 weeks.
No fans. I mean, the players will be getting tested. They'll be quarantined. I don't think it's really much of a risk with having the players. As long as the players follow the protocols, I don't see that much of a risk. I mean, everyone has to go back and work at some point. I mean, there's always going to be a risk going out to the gas station getting gas. There's always a risk.
With only 2 of the 322 players at the NBA bubble in Orlando testing positive after 1 week, the NBA hopes to, quote, limit the number of cases over the coming weeks, end quote. For IUP TV News, my name is Ryan Malone.
After years of backlash, the NFL football team, the Washington Redskins, have finally decided to change their name. Karan Thomas has the story on how people feel about the change and what people think the new name could be.
After a thorough review that began on Monday, July 3rd, on July 13th, the Washington Redskins announced that they will be retiring their name and logo. Redskins has been the name for 84 years, and since the 1960s, Native Americans have been questioning the use of the name and image. The logo is of John Two Guns White Calf, who was a Blackfeet chief, and he also featured on the Buffalo Nickel. For Michael Brown, who is a massive football fan, he has his own opinions toward the whole name change.
I'm very happy that the Redskins changed their name, just because I feel like it's been long and overdue.
There are a lot of possibly good names that the Redskins could choose.
I would probably choose the Washington Red Tails or the DC Red Tails. I feel like they should just get away from the Washington thing, given the fact that like there's already a state, you know, and it's technically Washington DC. So I feel like they should just cut the whole Washington part. Just call them DC Red Tails. Do a whole rebranding, and you know, everything like that. I don't know how they're going to do it. Like the season starts in 3 weeks, but hey, kudos to them. Good luck.
And that might be a little challenge because a man named Martin McCalley trademarked a dozen of possible new names for the Washington Redskins.
I feel like Martin's plan was good, only if he does it for the good reasons, not just like use it to get money off of it.
But he isn't doing it to be a troll. He's actually a fan. And he thought that if he hoarded all the good names and then would keep it away from someone else who might be a troll. The Redskins still haven't decided on a name yet because it's going to take some time for them to figure things out.
I feel like the decision's taking very long because, first off, it's a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Well, I don't know if they're worth $1 billion, but multi-million-dollar franchise. And a rebranding of an NFL team takes a very long time. That's why you handle it during the off season and not 3 weeks before the season. So, like I said, we'll see how it goes. They have a whole stadium they have to refurbish. They got new licensing and everything, and all that stuff takes time. So, we'll see.
It's nice to see major corporations starting to make major changes. It's definitely a push in the right direction. This is Karan Thomas reporting for IUP TV News.
That's all the news for this week. This is Marvin June. Don't forget to check out our Instagram page. See you next week.